Meeting the poet, 楚天. Yu Yang did not bring Christie's novels back to the dormitory or to the classroom. It was better to read such novels in the library. Only in this way would it appear formal and have an atmosphere of research and thinking. Yu Yang worked particularly hard. While reading, she had some insights and took notes. In addition to the notes, Yu Yang also gained a concrete one in the library. She met Chu Tian and got to know him. Chu Tian, a male student in class 81-1, was the most famous poet in the normal school. Not handsome, a little bit skinny, and not amazing appearance. Compared with the average male classmates, his hair was slightly longer, but it was very messy, like a lot of grass chicken feathers. Chu Tian's face looked a little bitter, with a feeling of asceticism, which was not simple. Chu Tian hardly talked to anyone. He was full of arrogance and pride, very proud. People say that it is almost impossible for ordinary students to get close to Chu Tian. Chu Tian's original name was Gao Honghai, and he was a rural man. However, he was no longer Gao Honghai, but Chu Tian. Everything had changed now. The tall and thin boy had become a bit more unreal, a bit far-fetched, vast, and ethereal. The temperament was already superior, very close to the artistic conception emphasized by the teachers. Chu Tian had extremely low self-esteem deep down. The key was that he was neurotic and very reserved. However, these things are shining on Chu Tian's body, filled with cool light, proud light, outstanding light, and arrogant light, which is naturally the light of superiority. Yu Yang never dared to look him in the eyes, but she was very respectful in her heart, especially after reading his poem in the window. He surprisingly pointed fingers, called names, and said "you" to 129. How unbridled, how arrogant, and how he does whatever he wants. It was very urgent, and there was no time to delay. It seemed like it was coming at a moment's notice. Listen, his left hand pointed, "You, 129, are the torch." His right hand pointed again, "You, 129, is the horn." Besides Chu Tian, who else can use the word "you" well? So heroic, so blurted out, and so superb. And what does it mean to say "you are loud and you are burning"? It's amazing. It's incredible. There is not a single punctuation in Chu Tian's poems, which is even more unusual. She heard that a senior teacher specifically asked Chu Tian about this issue. Chu Tian didn't say anything. He tilted his lips and sneered. The senior teacher's face almost burst with red. While invigilating the exam, he always wanted to catch Chu Tian cheating and give him a warning. But why does Chu Tian need to cheat in his studies? Except for sports, everything is good. Chu Tian is almost the scenery of the normal school. He always keeps to himself and pays no attention to anyone. There is never anyone in his eyes. Even when he sees Director Tian, Chu Tian holds his head high and follows his path. Yu Yang has seen it. However, it was such a person, the famous Chu Tian, the unruly Chu Tian, who actually opened his mouth to talk to Yu Yang and took the initiative to talk to Yu Yang. No one dares to believe it. It was noon, and Yu Yang was standing in front of the magazine shelf, holding the poetry magazine in one hand and picking her nose with the other. Chu Tian was actually standing beside her. Looking at Yu Yang, his expression was quite focused. When Yu Yang raised her head, she dropped the poetry magazine. Chu Tian bent down, picked up the journal for Yu Yang, and handed it to her. Chu Tian's expression was very cordial, without any condescension at all, smiling, and he said, "Like poetry?" Yu Yang couldn't believe that Chu Tian was talking to her and looked back, but there was no one there. Yu Yang nodded quickly, and Chu Tian smiled again. His teeth were a little yellow and uneven, but at this moment they were already shining brightly. Yu Yang wanted to smooth her hair, but it was too late. Chu Tian had already drifted away. It wasn't until Chu Tian's back completely disappeared outside the gate that Yu Yang realized that her face was extremely burned, and her heart was even more chaotic and beating unreasonably. What does it have to do with it? Yu Yang stood there, recalling the details just now. Like poetry, over and over again, when she returned to her seat, Yu Yang's spirit was still flying outside. She picked up the pen and had no idea what she wrote in her notebook. Like poetry? Yes. Like poetry? Yes. Like poetry? Yes. Like poetry? Yes. Like poetry? Yes, like poetry? Yes, I like it. Yu Yang looked at her notebook. My God, isn't this poetry? What is this if not poetry? She sadly discovered that she was already a poet. Because of the unexpected surprise, she's already a poet. Yu Yang remained expressionless and stayed in her seat, but all that was rippling in her heart was winds. Yu Yang said in her heart, You, Chu Tian, is a torch. You, Chu Tian, is a horn. You are loud and clear. You are burning. Yu Yang came back to her senses and was shocked, motionless, but the wind was blowing on the branches, almost wild.